Started. Thank you guys for being here. I'm super excited. There's so many moving boxes. I'm super excited for this call because you guys know I was in a little program called Shift Shop this summer, and I know a lot of you guys have done it and loved every minute of it, and I've been nagging Chris for a while now to do a team call. Did I miss his box? There he is. Okay, so I've been nagging Chris to do a team call for a while, and I wanted to have him on because I think sometimes we look at trainers and we think that they just have everything, like perfect life and all of that. But really, Chris has helped me become a better coach. He's helped me kind of visualize what I really want and to remember that success doesn't come without hard work. And so tonight I really asked him to talk about mindset and going after that vision you have in your life, you know, no matter what it is, whether it's health and fitness, it's professional, it's personal. He's like such a great motivational speaker outside of even just being a trainer. So I wanted him to just go for what's on his heart because that's when he does best. If you guys have worked out with him live, you know, he has a gift. And so I didn't really give him anything like specific hard line to talk about. But like I said, if you guys have any questions as he goes and speaks, throw it in the chat and I can kind of go through and ask as well. But thank you for being here, Chris. I know he's been traveling a lot, like crazy. So this is a really special call and I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Can you get it, Chris? Or you want me to unmute you? Go for it.
Got it. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Everybody doing good? Good. See something here. All right. Look at all these smiling faces. All right, so I think the best way for us to go about this is how many I'm gonna switch back and forth from both pages. How many are coaches? Raise your hand. Coaches. Nice. Second. Okay. I should have asked the challengers question. How many are challengers? Okay, hold on. Ah, there we go. Allison. Just Allison? Is that it? Okay. Perfect. All right. So Allison, I'm picking on you first. No, that's okay. It's okay. So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If I was to ask you to sum up in 30 seconds what you wanted for your life, what would you say?
For my whole life?
Your whole life. Hold on, let me make it a little easier for you. If I could tell you, you can have anything in the world you want. Anything. There's no wrong answer. And you have a free will. If you got 30 seconds God was to say, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to tell me everything you want for yourself. What would you say? Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Just happy, healthy family.
What does that mean?
I have big family and, you know, I want everyone to be their best and enjoy each other and enjoy their lives and no struggles and hardships.
That's it?
Yeah, that's ideal.
Ideal. Ooh, they said that's ideal. Okay, that took you 15 seconds. Is there another challenger? No? What's up, Danielle? The other Danielle? There's a whole bunch of Danielles on here. The same last name. That's a mess. How'd you guys do that? How'd you pull that one off? All right. So I'm going to unmute you. No, you can unmute yourself, right? I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Jordan, I'm going to give you 30 seconds. You ready? Go.
Yeah. So my biggest goal in life is to not worry about money. It's sort of been a thing my entire life. Mm-hmm. And then I have a passion for helping people and to just sort of be able to do that, even if it's just like helping the lady next door get her groceries from her car, just doing that every day.
That's it?
Yeah.
22 seconds. All right. All right. So that's what we're going to do. Everybody's going to take 30 seconds. We'll go 1 minute. And I want you to close your eyes and just breathe, okay? And we're going to, only thing I want you to focus on, I want you to bring everything to the center. I don't want you to focus on the distractions, nothing. Just all I want you to do is just focus on your breathing. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. $25 seconds. No distractions. Just expand your mind for me. Breathe. Oh, man. That's powerful. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, good. So, so sometimes when I do that, I get lost in it because I see stuff. Like, I see stuff. And part of my training, you know, whenever, how many of you have worked out with me before? Oh, well, let me turn here. Turn to the next page. Keep your hand up for me. All right, all right, all right. So during the workout, I get lost. Like there's a point of the workout where there's the beginning of it, and you know that's greeting everybody. We're gonna have fun. We might have a shop rule. We get going, but there's a point in the workout where I literally leave the building. I do. I did this past weekend. This past weekend was hands down the best live performance I ever had. I mean, it was scary good. Like, it was so scary that I couldn't believe what manifested through my mouth, through the workout. It was unreal. And what I do is before every workout, every call, always meditate, always pray, and always ask, let it be your words, not my words. Your encouragement, not my encouragement. Your motivation, not my motivation. Your vision, not my vision. That immediately removes me out of the equation. Because as a celebrity trainer, sometimes, guys, you got to be careful. You got to be careful because you got a bunch of beautiful people all over the world that admire you. They love you. They embrace you. They have you on a pedestal. And I have a problem with being on a pedestal because I don't need to be on a pedestal. There's no difference between you and I. The only difference is I just may be walking in my purpose. That's it. I mean, I'm no different than you. How many of you wearing a hoodie right now? Okay. Do you own a zip-up hoodie as well, somewhere in that closet? So when you put that hoodie on, either you put it through the right arm, the left arm, and you zip it up, right? How is that any different than the way I put my hoodie on? There's no difference, right? So everybody wears a shirt. Does the shirt go over your head? Or how many of you can put the shirt on from your feet, put all the way up, and then get in it? You don't even do that, do you? Everybody goes through the head. So the point I'm making is there's no difference between us. You guys look at me like I'm some superstar, and I appreciate that. It's an honor, you know, for you to feel that way. But guys, you're just as much as a superstar as I am. You just don't know it. And the reason why you don't know it is because of something that I really want you to understand. Now, I've talked to Allison and I asked Jordan. I gave him 30 seconds. I'm going to ask a coach now. I'm going to give them 30 seconds. And I'm going to explain something to you very powerful. So during that meditation, when my eyes was closed, again, I said those same words. I said, wow, that's powerful. I saw something. So I'm going to pick Noel. Oh, 30 seconds. Hold on 1 second. Let me, I messed up my phone. Okay, ready, Noel? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna get emotional.
There you go.
I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
I just want my family home.
Hmm.
Well, I'm wasting my time. I'm sorry. My husband's in the military, and we're also separated, and I just want us to be together.
Okay.
And I don't want us to worry about finances. I don't want us to be worrying about time. I just want that unity.
Okay. Pause. I gave you 37. Good. All right. I love it. All right. I need one more person. Sam. You ready? Unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go.
I don't want to worry about money either. I'm a teacher, so my salary is minuscule. And I want a happy life for my husband and I and for my family.
What does that mean?
To just not have to worry about things, whether it's health. We're both little people, so health is a big thing, weight and all that. So we just not have any health scares and medical issues.
Right. 3, 2, 1 time. Okay. All right. So I asked 2 challengers. I asked 2 coaches. If God said you can have anything in the world you want, there's no wrong answer. The answer is not no. You got 30 seconds to tell me exactly what you want, and I'll give it to you. I got 4 answers, beautiful answers, answers that had to do with other people, giving, which I think is beautiful because that shows your heart. And then I got money and worrying. So then we have, other people, and you have money, and you have fear. Okay. All right. Great answers. Love it. But there's something missing about those answers. There's something missing about those answers. You know what's missing? The same thing is missing with 90% of the world, 95% of the world. Actually, I'm going to say 98% of the world. You know what it is? Nobody is focusing on their self. Because we're taught focusing on yourself is selfish. But let me explain something to you, Noel. Unless you become unless you become the person you was created to be, you can never give your hubby everything he really needs, everything he really wants. You see what I'm saying? While he's away, when he comes home, that powerful wife, that ambitious wife, that strong wife is what he needs. It's doing him no good for you to want him to come home. It's doing him no good for you to worry about things. You're not helping him. What's going to help him is if you stand up on the inside and connect to your purpose and be the woman that you were created to be. And when you do that, you walk in power. You walk in a dominance. You walk in a form of creating. And when you walk in a form of creating, you can create your husband home sooner than you can ever imagine. Because guess why? You're a creator. But because you want this and you want that and you want this and you want that to happen, you're going to always have the desire to want. And when you have the desire to want, guess what happens? Things get delayed. Think about it as a child growing up, even an adult. You wanted something. You wanted something. Did you always get it right away? Sometimes it didn't happen for years. Some of the stuff hasn't even manifested yet. It's because you wanted it. All right? Sam, you mentioned your health, and you mentioned you want something better for you and your husband, in fear of money and your salary. All these things you want, but not one time did you want something for yourself. Because behind every powerful man is an even more powerful woman. You see what I'm saying? And inside of you, inside of Noel, inside of Jordan, inside of Allison is a big gift and a big purpose. Doesn't matter your size, doesn't matter your shape, doesn't matter your color. What matters is you know who you are. When you know who you are, you walk in a dominance like no other. There's just certain things that can't even approach you in life or even distract you for life because you walk in power. Now, I don't even go to church, But let me explain something to you. In the Bible, you remember where God we said some people off. He said, "Tell them that I am sent them." Remember saying? You remember that? Said, "Tell them that I am sent them." Do you realize I am is the two most powerful words in the world? Because guess what happens? Right after you say I am, whatever you say after that is what you create for yourself. And we all made in his likeness. So if his I am was powerful, how powerful is our I am? I got 4 little Downings running around here. And they all are a reflection of me. In their smile, in their eyes, personality. I can see each of my kids in me, right? I can see little Chris, you gotta post him sometimes. Extremely athletic. Like he's probably gonna play pro something. He is a freak of nature. He has a hell of a work ethic. He loves to train. He is so unique. It's ridiculous and incredibly gifted. But I look at him and I'm saying, that's a part of me. That's a part of his mother. You see what I'm saying? And I'm watching him operate in his gift. So if little Chris is 4 years old and he can operate in his gift, why can't we operate in ours? That makes sense to you? Here's the reason why. Because instead of us looking inside, connecting to our gift and our purpose, or even understanding what it is, we searching for something outwardly. I'm going to tell you something right now. Everything that you're experiencing in your world, everybody has a box here. Everyone has their own individual world. Everything you physically see in your world is, guess what? A reflection of what's inside of you. If you can look in your home right now and find fear, that's because you have fear in your heart. If you can look in your home, open your cupboards, look in your checkbook and see lack, that's because you have lack inside your spirit. You see what I'm saying? And I'm breaking this down to you. If you can look and you can see maybe unhealthiness, look in your cupboards. That's going to be a reflection of what you're feeling in your body. You see what I'm saying? What you see on the outside is only a reflection of what's going on the inside. Now, this is even more powerful. So you have the reflection on the inside of what's going on the outside. So that means your outside situation is only created by decisions that were made, right? So then you look at the five to six people around you. I guarantee you the 5 to 6 people around you complements what's on your outside. And here's the scary part. If one of the people around you is not a dreamer, guess what happens? They put their insecurities on you and force you not to be a dreamer because they didn't make it. And because you don't know who you are, you're vulnerable to that. You're vulnerable to their identity because you take on the identity of the 5 closest people to you. You see what I'm saying? And when you take on that identity, it's because you don't know who you are. There isn't a person on this call right now. If I knocked on your door and I brought my kids to your doorstep and said, hey, here's your kids, you're going to be like, those are my kids. Those are your kids. You know why? Because you know those aren't your kids. Well, just like you know those aren't your kids, it's that simple to know who you are. The reason why I asked you guys, the 4 of you, in 30 seconds, if you could have anything you want, what would it be? Guess what? You took a piece of paper right now, physically, write that down. Mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, and in your family. If you write down exactly what you want in those 6 categories, guess what? That's your purpose. When I asked, I never got a full description of you. I got a description of everything you was even in fear of or about other people. Well, guess what? You can't have that or get that for other people until you get it for you first. Does that make sense to you? Everything you want, everything you desire, you got to want it for yourself first. Because when you want it for yourself and you accomplish it, it's that much more powerful when you share it. My gift is a gift of speaking, the gift of training, right? And let me show you how this works. So I have the gift of speaking, right? What if my gift of speaking was all about me, talking about me, boasting and bragging about me? talking about what I have, what I do, who I am, what records I broke. I just perverted my gift of speaking because I kept it in ego. I kept it in arrogance. You see what I'm saying? I just polluted my gift. But I'm using my gift to share, to motivate, to love, to empower, to inspire. You see the difference? Same gift, but you see how I use it? That makes sense? So you write down this piece of paper, what do you want for yourself? I'm not talking about what your mom never accomplished, dad never accomplished, family bloodline, generation after generation. I'm not talking about that. What do you want? And when you write down exactly what you want, I'm going to give you the most incredible gold nugget to make it happen. When you write down exactly what you want, let's say for the coaches, I'm going to give you a nugget. So the coaches, you write down financially, my coaching business is thriving. I'm a 6-figure. My team is empowering. Everyone is walking in their purpose and living in the life they was created to live. That's in my finances, right? One of the things in my finances. So if I'm a coach right now and I'm making 5 figures or 5 figures a month, but I just put that I'm a 6-figure earner, guess what happens? The moment I write that on that paper, now it has a heartbeat. Prior to that, it was an inspired thought. Once you put something on paper, in the physical realm, you got to do the duties of the coach that makes that type of income. It has to be different than what you're doing making 5 figures. You see what I'm saying? Your duties have to change. What is the role of a 6-figure coach? Here's the powerful thing. You got to live every day like that 6-figure coach. You know why? Because when you live that way, you're going to attract those results. Here's a crazy thing. Someone might say, well, Chris, my team's not that big. You know what I would do? I would walk around my house as if I'm talking to the masses. Dana, I tell you, she thought I was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs before Beachbody because I would sit there and confess my letter to myself. Oh, who are you talking to? I'm talking to me. Something is seriously wrong. You need to go to the doctor. No, there was nothing wrong. I needed to summons my life. I needed to take control of my life because life was smacking me around. I was becoming what life wanted me to become instead of what Chris wanted me to become. So I wrote this letter to myself, right? In a letter, I wrote everything I wanted my life to be. I was rock bottom, all right? Horrible situation. I wanted everything. I wrote down everything I wanted my life to be. Here's the powerful thing. In the letter, I put that I would partner with a company via social media, YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, and do great things. Had no idea Beachbody already discovered me. Carl discovered me on YouTube. Had no idea. But here's the deal. I had a felony. So I had this felony, right? And for 5 months, I had suicidal thoughts. I was broke, no money, disconnection notice, nearly lost my beautiful home, nearly lost both of my gyms because of this felony, right? And I was rock bottom. And the only thing I had to hold on to was my letter. That's it. That's all I had to hold on to. Because guess what? When I read the letter to myself, it made me feel good. Did my physical stuff change in the physical realm? Not right away. Only thing I cared about, guys, was feeling good. Because I was feeling broken. I was feeling like a failure, a bad dad. I just felt like my life was just a wreck. But when I read that letter every day, 2 and 3 times a day, for some reason it made me feel good. So then I started telling myself, you know what? I just need to feel good. Because when I feel good, that changes my lenses. It changes how I view my day. I don't complain. When I started feeling good, guys, I started believing this letter. And the letter was exactly what I wanted my life to be, not what I was physically facing. Before you knew it, I'm confessing every day that I'm a global trainer and my program is touching lives. And here's the crazy thing. I even created a 12-week training series, right? This is nuts. On YouTube, I took I created it downstairs in my basement on my Final Cut Pro. And the program was, I had a series of exercises, right? I had a countdown and you would perform the exercises. During your break, I would pop up on the phone and talk to you. And so it was crazy as Beachbody saw that. They said, like, how did he do that? But here's the deal. That's the way I convinced myself that I was training the masses. That's how I convinced myself that I was a global trainer. The crazy part about it is I started believing it. When I started believing it, all of a sudden people start calling to join my gym again. People wanted me to train their kids. A guy wanted me to train his team, all because I believed what I had on that paper was my new reality. Before you knew it, my outside changed, and then Beachbody called. When they called, I wasn't even shocked, guys. I wasn't shocked at all. I said they were supposed to call because I confessed it. Because I believed that somebody was going to, I didn't know if it was going to be Nike. I didn't know if it was going to be Adidas. I didn't know who it was going to be. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. I just knew I was going to get a big phone call and partner with a company and do some kind of training with them. I had no idea who it was going to be. It wasn't up to me to figure that out. I just needed to believe that I belonged on that platform. So what I'm trying to explain to you guys is prior to this, I took a bunch of hooks, jabs, and uppercuts from life, man, because I was out here just in the wilderness. And if somebody said, you're going to be a failure, instead of me not, because I didn't know who I was, I accepted it. And when I accepted it, here's the powerful thing. When you have a thought presented to you, right, and you accept that thought takes up residence inside of you. Now watch this. Every word you say, everything you see, everything you allow to hear will feed that thought, because it starts as a seed. And then it gets bigger, and then it gets bigger. So if it's depression, guess what? Depression starts growing. It calls its cousin anxiety. Anxiety comes. You start saying, I have anxiety. Now you confessed it. Then it gets bigger. It gets bigger. It gets bigger. Next you know, jealousy. It calls its cousin jealousy. So now you got depression, anxiety, and jealousy living inside you. All because of what you're saying, what you're seeing, and what you're allowing yourself to hear. And it's creating your identity. And here's the crazy part. If you look at those three things and look at the 5 people around you, I guarantee you one of those people represent those. I guarantee it somewhere. So the whole point I'm trying to make is this. You're not overweight. I don't believe in that. None of you are overweight. You just don't love yourself. Because when you love yourself, you'll take good care of yourself. Those of you who have kids, there isn't a person on this call that would give their kids anything poisonous to harm them, because you love your babies. You love them unconditionally. Well, if you love your babies and you love them unconditionally, how come you don't love you? Because you want to give them the life you never had. That's impossible. You never had it because you never believed it. You see what I'm saying? You never had a life because you never believed it, because you never believed that you was worthy to have it, that you had the value to have it, that you were smart enough to accomplish it. You never believe those things because you believe what other people told you. You let other people shape your identity because of their failures and setbacks and insecurities and fears and worries. You took on the identity of other people when all along you got a great purpose inside of you right now. I'm telling you right now, guys, and this is the honest to goodness truth. If you write yourself a letter and you tell yourself in this letter exactly what you want your life to be. If you want to be a millionaire, write it down. If you want to lose 50 pounds, write it down. Whatever you want your life to be, you write that down. And I want you to dream big. Here's the deal. When we were kids, we were free to dream. And I'm going to tell you right, in the last 6 weeks, my son has been Mario, Luigi, Spider-Man. He has been Cars from the movie Cars. He's been a Beachbody super trainer. And I sit there and I watch this little boy. I'm like, that's his imagination. He even acts out the character. His mom went and bought him a Luigi pajamas and Mario pajamas. And he goes around the house jumping over stuff saying, Mexico. And I just sit there and just watch him. Like, that's his imagination. Like, he believes he's Mario. And that's powerful to me because for that moment, during that time he's in that costume, he believes it. And if I was to tell my son, boy, stop making that noise. Stop jumping over this. Your name ain't Mario. You're not this. You know what I'm doing? I'm aborting his dream to be whatever he wants to be. I'm planting a seed of doubt in him. So we look at the situations right now, people have planted seeds in us. They taught us how to doubt. They taught us how to fear. They taught us how to worry. You've had setbacks and failures and lost jobs, and some of you have cars repossessed, maybe a home taken away, maybe a failed marriage, maybe failed health. All of this stuff that's happened to you, and guess what? You still here. Bruised, yup. Beat up, yep, but you're still here. And you got beat up by life, not even knowing who you are. Can you imagine what your life is going to be once you realize who you are? Can you imagine it? If you can create that situation not knowing you are, how much more powerful is it if you know who you are? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not feeding you an illusion. I'm feeding you a reality. You're going to create something anyway. You might as well create what you want, because you're going to create it not even realizing it. And it's going to show up, because guess what? I am lives inside of you. You're powerful. You're the prize. You're the solution. You're going to create whether you realize it or not. So you might as well create exactly what you want for yourself. And you know how you're going to do it? If it's a health thing, if it's a weight loss thing, first of all, you're not fat. Look in the mirror, all you're going to see is depression, fear, anxiety, worry. Lose those 4 things, the weight's got to come off. You see what I'm saying? If it's to be in some type of shape, everything you put in your body's got to complement that letter. It has to. Because if not, that's going to build a conflict. When it builds a conflict, that causes confusion in your spirit, which means confusion in your mind. You see what I'm saying? You got to protect your purpose. I'm challenging everybody on this call right now to dream bigger than you ever have. The only person that can abort your dream is you, or if you allow someone to do it. You are so powerful. There isn't a thing in here you can't accomplish. How many of you have made a dish from scratch? So when you bought the dish, and you saw the picture on the box, when you opened the box, did you just pour it on a plate and start eating it? No. You put ingredients to that baby. You stir that baby up. You put all kind of seasonings on it. You doctored it up in the pan or in a skillet. You put fire on it. You whipped it up, took the plates out, put the food on the plate. You created that, right? Look how many meals you've created. And you don't know you're a creator? I'm confused by that. Think about what I just said. Think of all the meals you've created. Why can't you create your dreams? It's the same principle. It's so simplistic, guys. It's not hard. What do you want? And just do it. Wrap your mind around the fact that once you write it down, this is my new reality. What are the everyday duties of a 6-figure coach? Walk around your house like you speaking to the masses at one of these events because you're a top earner. Talk to the crowd in your living room of what you did to get to this point. Why not? Because if you're going to talk about how you're not there, or if your business is struggling, you might as well talk about what you want. Is that making sense to you? Shoot, sometimes I talk to myself and answer myself and laugh. I do all of it. I tell myself, man, you're so funny. You know what I mean? For real, I talk to myself, answer myself, and laugh. Because I got to go to that place. I'm just telling you the truth. Now, let's be honest here. I do it when I'm by myself. If I'm in a car and somebody's next to me and I'm talking to myself and answering myself and laughing, then I can't explain that. It's going to be a little different. But you guys see what I'm saying? We don't have to struggle, guys. I can honestly tell you, since I tapped into my purpose, I have way less problems than I've had. Do I still have struggles? Absolutely. But I have way more good days than bad days. And even when I do have a bad day, I look at it like there's something inside of me I need to develop. So I celebrate the challenge. You see what I'm saying? It's only a bad day if you just believe it's a bad day. But when you look at it as an opportunity, okay, what do I need to work on the inside of me that this is presenting itself to me? Oh, then it's a win-win. It's no different than lifting weights and developing muscle. You need resistance. Is that making sense? It's not hard, I promise. I don't want to see anybody else on this call broken ever again. I want everybody, when you get off this call, to accept everything that's happened to you up to this point. The good, the bad, the setbacks, the failures, the successes. And I want you to own 100% of it. And you say, well, Chris, I didn't do this to myself. They did this. No, you allowed them to do it. You allowed them to do it not because you didn't know who you were. You still got to own it. Once you own 100% of where you are right now, I want you to have peace with that. Say, okay, it is what it is. I created this. And then I want you to write that letter. And I want you to write exactly what you want. And tomorrow morning when your feet hit the ground, I want you to demonstrate every single category of what you want. When you look in your refrigerator, you look in your cupboards, it's not food in there. I want you to look around like there's a whole bunch of food in there. Do something like this. You got to condition your mind that it's there before. You got to see it there before it actually arrives. There's nothing wrong with that. Because if you see something in there and it's not in there, you're going to confess it. And guess what? It's going to stay like that. The keys to being consistent is walking out that letter every day as if it already is. Faith happens right now, not when you see it, guys. Fear is an illusion. Has anybody on this call ever seen fear walk down the street? Oh, dude, did you see what fear had on today? No. Fear is what you created to be. You want to know what fear really is? False evidence appearing real. It's an illusion. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to open this up. You guys can ask me some questions. I got 20 minutes.
Man, it's always powerful. You give me chills every time. If you guys want to post questions in the chat, that would be awesome.
Yeah, let's go. Ask away.
Or unmute yourself. Clearly, we've already done that. So y'all can not be bashful.
I'll jump in. I started typing and I was like, this is easier for me to ask it.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Chris, first of all, I love meeting you back in January when we all came, or was it January? Whatever it was. We came to Richmond to come see you, so it was awesome.
February.
Yeah, I was like, whatever it was.
Last month. Yeah.
I was curious, like, do you have any kind of particular morning routine that's like, not just like a workout, but, you know, I loved hearing you talk about like prayer and meditation. Yeah. I'm curious what your kind of morning routine, or if you have something like that. Yeah,
so my morning routine is like everything to me. I mean, it's like night. Like if I don't perform this, I'm uneasy. So I get up in the morning, like my first alarm goes off at 3:15. Sometimes I hit snooze at 3:30. But I'm at the gym at 4:30 to train with my buddies. So what I do is I'll get up and it's quiet. The night is quiet. There's a peace. And I'll meditate. And when I meditate, guys, I don't ask for anything. I visualize myself already having it, already doing it. And I just embrace that moment. I smile at it because I connect with it emotionally. And when I connect with it emotionally, I remember how I feel. And so when I pray, I never ask for anything. I feel like God already gave me everything. It's up to me to believe it. You see what I'm saying? The hardest thing to accomplish any dream and goal, guys, it's not the dream. It's not the goal. It's believing that you're worthy enough to have it. That's the hardest part, is convincing yourself that it's yours. I'm going to say it again. The hardest thing to accomplish in any dream or any goal is you believing that you're worthy to attain it and have it, and that it's yours. That's the hardest part. Think about it. Becoming a Beachbody super trainer, like I have to exercise that. You see what I'm saying? If I was to say Beachbody super trainer, well, what does that mean? You see what I'm saying? I have to develop and create that super trainer, the identity of that super trainer. You see what I'm saying? So did that help you, Claire?
Yeah, so that's awesome. No, I mean, that was just what I was curious about. Like,
so I gotta meditate in the morning. I have to. I gotta meditate on who I am. The biggest meditation is who I am, and embracing that person, and embracing it as this is who I am right now. This is my life. This is what I'm created to do. This is the impact I'm going to make today when I leave my house, and the impact I'm going to make globally via social media, because I am who I am. Like I own that.
What else you guys got?
I got 2 pages of people on here. Y'all don't have no questions?
I do.
What's up?
So you were, mentioning people that struggle with their weight and how there's anxiety, fear, depression, things that go along with that that's keeping their way. Mm-hmm. Other than like your powerful words and transferring your belief in them to them, is there any like book or podcast, like personal development that you help with clients, like get over that or get?
Yeah. So it's not even like a book or podcast, because here's how I see it. Like I look at it like this. This is their story. Like there's a reason why they're in this situation. Like I want to find out the why. Like why? And what I'm gonna be honest with you, what I love about people who are overweight is they're just so precious to me. Because here's the thing. Some of them have had traumatic situations where food is like literally their comfort. Like it really is. And then here's a crazy part. Some of them will get to a point where they feel safe in food. And it's all because either they were maybe raped, molested, or mocked or picked on or bullied. And they just want to seclude themselves. They don't want to be out in the world. Because they don't feel that they have a place in the world, because they never had a place when they were in the world. Rather, they was in school growing up or in college, or they just never felt like they had a place. You see what I'm saying? So what I always focus on a person that's struggling with their weight, I just ask them why. If you can get them to talk and listen to them, then you can deal with the why. Once you deal with the why, they'll understand that they have a bigger purpose. That you know what? Someone needs you to get better because you have the answers that they need. You see what I'm saying? You got to hold their hand. You got to convince them that they can be anything they want to be, but you got to deal with the why. Podcasts and personal development, nah, man, that's a deep thing. Like when I was a child and I got molested, here's something crazy, man. I got molested when I was 6 years old by a man, right? And then I got molested again I got molested when I was 4 by a woman, 6 by a man. And so one of the things that was bothering me growing up when I had my first daughter, to have custody of her, I was raising my child in fear of like I was adopted, I was sexually abused, physically abused, mentally abused, emotionally abused. And so I was raising my kid on a fear of not being like my parents or not, positioning my daughter to experience what I experienced. And that was the wrong thing. I should have been raising her, the way I was because I loved her. See, 80% of me loved her, but 20% of me was still broken. And that broken part was dominating my parenting. So what I had to do was the most powerful thing I ever did. I was at a cookout one day and at my aunt's house. And then I looked to the right, and after like 20 something years, the dude that molested me was next door. He was at his relative's house. And I always told myself, if I ever saw this cat, I was going to split him to the white meat. I was going to crack his face because he violated me. Like he took something precious from me. You see what I'm saying? And I told myself I was going to break him in half. And that was my moment. So I said, you know what? This dude is living his life every day. He still has a piece of me because I'm raising my child on 80%. I got to get part of that 20% back. So what I did is I went up to him. I said, hey, man, can I have a conversation with you? And he kind of was like looking around like, I said, I'm Chris Downing. He was like, thought he saw a ghost. I'm a big dude. He freaked out. I said, no, I just want to talk to you for a second. Let's go for a walk. So we went for a walk. I said, man, I always told myself if I ever saw you, I was going to talk to you man to man. I said, man, what you did to me when I was a child was wrong. You know that, right? He kind of dropped his head. I said, you got away with it too. You see what I'm saying? I said, and I pray to God, man, that you didn't hurt or harm any other kids, man, since then. I said, but this is what I want to do. And I mean this from my heart. I forgive you for what you did for me, man, what you did to me. I forgive you. And I want you to know that you don't have to look over your shoulder. I'm not going to hurt you, but I forgive you. And I want to extend my hand to you as a symbol of my forgiveness. And he reached his hand out and I gave him a hug and I walked away. I told my aunt, I said I needed to go. So I was driving home and I just broke down, like bawling my eyes out, man. I got home and I just cried and cried and cried. Because here's the thing, guys. I didn't forgive him for him. I forgave him for me. I needed some of that 20% back because I'm raising a daughter. Subliminally, I'm teaching my daughter how to eventually raise her family on 80%. Because she's not getting all of her dad. She's only getting 80% of me, right? So right when that happened, I was already emotional. I picked up the phone, called my mom. Said, Mom. She was like, hi. I said, I just want to let you know I forgive you for not being there. I forgive you for all the things that happened. Make up in my kid's life what you wanted to do in my life, and we're good. She started crying. Called my dad. What's up, Dad? He said, Chris? I said, hey, man, I just want to let you know I forgive you for not being there. Make up in my kid's life, for what you wanted to do in mine. There's no ill feelings, man. I'll treat you as if you've been here this whole time. And when I did that, guys, I got so much more peace. I got that 20% back. When I got that 20% back, when I looked at my daughter, I saw so much more in her. I loved her from my heart and not from my fear. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why I always tell people, man, you got stuff going on in your past, man, you got to forgive them, because guess what? They still live in their life, and we're in bondage to that. We can never be all of who we were created to be and maximize our potential when other people have our life. You see what I'm saying? So that's something that I really want you guys to focus on moving forward. Like, you got to free yourself, because you have a great purpose on this earth to do incredible things, and you can't reach your maximum potential unless you forgive the past. Everybody that's hurt you, everyone that's harmed, don't let them take your life, man. Don't give it to them. All right, I'm done ranting. Somebody else?
I have a question. Hey,
What's
Chris.
that?
We met in Atlanta at Super Saturday, so it's good to see you. I just want to know, like, what's next on your list? You said you've said a lot of things on your letter that have happened, and so what do you do next?
I wrote a new one. I accomplished that one already. I wrote a new letter. And so what's next is probably more giving, more of me sharing my gifts and talents, and also developing, most importantly within myself. There's some things in me that's starting to surface that was, deeply rooted from, not having that foundation as a young man, as a child, just deep rooted dreams and goals. Like, now that I've accomplished, this much, I'm ready to go after everything now, because I know that it's possible. I know that it's out there for me to accomplish, and it's just waiting on me to step into it. So you can expect, a book, a podcast. You can expect another program here soon. And just, I'm going back to, I just reunited with my agent. I'm getting back into modeling and acting. I'm just living, man. I'm going for everything that I allowed to be taken from me. Anybody else? Nobody else? Are you serious? You better ask away. I can't believe it. It's crickets on there. I'm about to start calling people out. Jordan Thomas, what you want to ask me, girl?
I was literally just thinking about saying something. I don't have anything necessarily to ask you, but I did really want to thank you, because I feel like I was going through a really tough time during the summer. It was early spring, and I had a foot injury, and yours was the first program that I got back to, and I was next to Noelle that you called out earlier, and when we were doing, I can't remember what we were doing. I don't know. It was something where we were down, and I don't know if it was a bear crawl or something.
Probably.
And I was just like, my foot was hurting so bad that I had a foot injury, and my foot was hurting so bad. And like, I remember Noelle like looped her arm around me. She's like, hold it, we're going to hold it. And you were saying so much powerful things. And like, I just was holding him, like bawling. And so like later on I cried that night, but like there was just so much emotion. Like, you're just so powerful and so inspiring. And I was just like, I love this man. I don't even know that. But like, if you weren't a super trainer and you were going to be a preacher in another life or something like that, that's the only thing I could ever see you do.
Oh man. I will tell you that it's not me. It's the gift, man. It really is. I'm telling you, I appreciate you saying that, but I've been more, when I say that prayer, let it be your words, not my words. Let it be, your inspiration, your motivation, not mine. I get to watch that with you. You see what I'm saying? I'll never forget. I was in Pittsburgh in January, and the workout is rocking, y'all. Like, I'm talking about the energy is high. Everybody's rolling. I said, cut the music, cut the music, cut the music. And everybody's like, well, what's the problem? I said, there's a person in here that wants to commit suicide. And I said, I'm telling you right now, there's a person in here that wants to commit suicide. And what I need you guys to do is I need everybody in here to raise their energy, count harder, cheer louder, because that's going to give that person hope to fight another day. We got back to the workout. Every energy is up. People started crying. It got emotional. After the workout was over, I'm sitting on a chair. Lady walks up to me. She said, do you have a second? I was like, yeah. She sat down. She said, you remember when you said that someone wanted to commit suicide? I was like, yeah. She was like, that was me. I'm like, really? She was like, I lost a $250,000 a year job 6 months ago, and I've been struggling ever since. She said, I'm out of money. I went to last week. I went to the gun store, and I found a gun that I was going to use to commit suicide, but I couldn't afford it. So what I did is I entered a contest to win $500 because the gun was $350. She said, no, the whole time I'm working this contest to try to win this money, all I could think about is how am I going to leave my 21-year-old daughter? She said, here's the kicker. I'm a therapist. She said, but coming to this event, I'm not a Beachbody coach. One of my friends said, there's a guy who's going to hold this event. You got to go meet him. And I want you to know that you gave me my life back. I see life so much better now. I'm not defined by that $250,000 job. I'm a therapist. I can create whatever I want to create. And I started smiling. And it was just so mind-blowing to me, guys, because what if I would have been in my ego? What if I'd have been in this Chris Downing show all about myself? Man, that woman might not even be here today. You see what I'm saying? What if I didn't say those prayers before I hit the stage? What if I went out there with my own agenda? There's a chance she wouldn't be living right now. So when I always say this is bigger than me, y'all, this is about us, I really mean that. Like, that's a reality to me. So don't neglect what's inside of you. You have a great purpose if you tap into that bad boy. Anybody else?
I had one person. Did somebody unmute?
Where's the girl that lost all the weight? Where's she at? Send me the pictures.
Danielle B, unmute yourself.
Aha, there you go.
So I sent Chris Danielle's pictures she sent me this week. This girl has lost like 12 sizes, and she's lost almost 50 pounds, and she's starting the Shift Shop. Unmute yourself, Danielle.
Wow.
I can do it. Oh, I got
Sorry.
it.
I'm recovering from illness in bed, so I look awesome. But I did my workout today. So yeah, I mean, Shift Shop changed my life because I just was in a similar situation. My summer was really rough. And I was like, we lived in an 800 square foot house, and I was out in my front lawn, and we'd have just like people walking by like, good job, go you know? And like, now I'm finally seeing all those people. We moved out of that house, but I've seen them in the grocery store, and they don't even know who I am. I mean, they do, but so wow. Yep, I'm at like over 60 inches lost. And I started with Shift Shop, and I actually just went to the doctor today, and she said that I'm completely out of the overweight and obesity BMI. Like, I have just gotten out of that. So that's super awesome.
So you want to know something that's really deep about that this is so crazy. So I want you to take a trip down memory lane to when you was in your worst state, the heaviest you've ever been, right? And then I want you to look at yourself today. That part of you was in bondage to that other side, that other part of you. This whole time, everything you experiencing right now was inside you all along. Isn't that the most unbelievable, refreshing feeling ever? This Danielle was in shackles and bondage to the old Danielle, and everything the old Danielle had to deal with. Yep. All along, this beautiful, ambitious, strong woman resided inside that whole time.
Yep. And you still go through struggles now, and it's just totally different. Like I have the energy to deal with it, even though it may drain me, but I still don't feel like it's conquering me,
Yeah.
I'm still getting up the steps.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, you still deal with things in life, but you just kind of look at it a little differently. I mean, I have my struggles, guys. I do. I really do. Wow. Anybody else? We're all good?
Man, well, thank you, Chris. I so appreciate it. And I know you're super busy, but I can't wait to see you next month.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be really, really cool, guys. If you come into, I'm going to tell you this. If you come into Mexico, I'm telling you now, man, the workout I'm going to do next month, you just get ready. It's going to be over. Bring a bunch of Kleenex. It's going to be powerful. I mean, like really deep, good stuff, man. So thanks, guys. I got to hop on another call right now. So I appreciate you guys. Write that letter. Let's go. I'm going to follow back up, Danielle. Let's go. What's today's date?
The 19th.
So let's go the week of the week when we come back from Mexico. That 23rd. Let's go back. Let's go Thursday that week.
Okay.
I want to follow up with everybody and see what they've accomplished since then.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. See you later. See you later.